Welcome to a zerok 1 versus 1 between in the blue. Someone I haven't really seen lately. It is RiposteR with an engineer commander and a clockbot factory. Blueprinting Ronin, the skirmisher, versus in the red. It is the green engineer with moderator as its blueprint because Stuart98 is playing as jumpbots. So both of them are blueprinting the skirmisher. Is of course quite nice, just to push defenses with and all that. Generally what people try to use their blueprint for. Though personally I have the sling from cloakbots, artillery just because it outranges the stinger. One of this very difficult target to push with your commander normally. And for jump bots, I believe I have Scuttle. I think so. I think I have Scuttle as my blueprint. Just to like push commanders with. Just be like, okay, hey, commander, if you commander, I build Scuttle, I win. That kind of thing. Anyways, Puppy did get a hit on. Did hit the commander, but hey, that's just going to get healed back up. Is unlikely to really influence anything. But does, of course, show RiposteR. Well, they're facing off against jumpbots. Interesting, because jumpbot does have like pretty good counters against cloakbots. Pyro, Raider Riot, quite nice with their flamethrower, so like pierce through. Puppy is also like instantly is one-shotting Ronin. 410 damage versus 400 HP. So really strong there. And all comfortable going down. Lotus will not. Oh, 2 for 1. That's nice for that puppy. Going 2 to 1 against glaives. That is very nice. Also on Volendel, jumping down the ridge, often used with like jump bots. Very nice. Just jumping down right into their base, their eco. Big maxes. 3.5 base eco on those. So overdriving them is very easy. Very, very nice. So killing one of those maxes is especially important. The rest of the maxes, of course, just 2.0 maxes. All of them. And also something that you were able to see already. But yeah, on this map it's important. Reclaim 450, 500 each side. Yeah. No. It's a little bit less in some corners. Like this corner is like 400-ish, 450. Something along those lines. Doesn't really matter exactly how much reclaim there is, but like there is a significant amount of reclaim in all 4 corners. It is spread out, so it's not as if it's like, oh, I just suck up one rock and I have all the reclaim. It is spread out, so it does still take a lot of time for a conjurer or like a constructor to get all of it. But it is certainly something you can do. RiposteR for now, quite a lot of pressure. But eco, definitely ahead for Stuart. Way more energy, 40 to just 21. Because of the wind. Wind is currently very low, so like only 0.5 for each of these wind generators. Whereas Stuart has just focused all on solars. Which is of course a lot more stable. Yeah. Also, it seems like you were reclaiming a little bit of energy. Because otherwise I don't know how you would have dropped down to 28. Must have missed that. And over here, Reaver. Normally, of course, countering Pyro. 1v1, but it was slowed down. Which is very nice. And, whoa, W. What? Wait, W? RiposteR? What are you talking about? I do not know. Anyways, that's the nice thing about Constable. It can actually help you out in a fight. Conjurer, it just has to run away. It can soak like 300, 400 damage, but then it really wants to get out of there. Whereas Constable, sure, it has less HP. But the weapon deals some damage, but especially like that 60, 70 DPS. Yeah, 60 DPS in... No, that's shield damage. I misread it. 90 DPS in slow damage is quite a lot. Sure, it's not the same as a moderator does, but yeah, for a constructor, sure it is a lot. Can swing like raider fights, or even like help countering the Reaver quite nicely. Imp is also coming out. Not that effective against jump bots, at least not in my opinion, just because you're not really facing off against a lot of enemy units. They're generally a little bit more spread out, so you're not going to get a clump of like 20 raiders in one shot. But it can still do a lot of damage. 2500 burst, so it can stun like all of these. Yeah, can stun pretty much all of their units. And there it comes, Scuttle. The counter to Commander. 8000 burst damage if you just jump on top of the Commander. Commander is less than 4000 HP, so yeah. Even if you miss slightly, or detonates slightly early, you're likely going to get it. Even though it has very little AoE. Pyro, kind of abandoning the moderators. Jumping in, but that's a little late. Now it goes down itself. Yeah, don't really like that. But oh well. Difficult, of course, to micro all of those units. That they go back in the correct formation. But the pressure from RiposteR is very, very strong. In the middle there is also like 1000 reclaim now. That at least with the current map positioning should all be for RiposteR. Would probably be nice to just move that imp up a little bit. Just because I don't really see Stuart going here anytime soon. But this is a bit of an issue. Yes, it is indeed. Who do we see through the tree? It is a Scuttle. Kaboom! No more tree and also no more Commander. Not completely sure, but I believe RiposteR had quite a lot of metal stored up. Metal access, yep, 350-ish. Over here, moderators. One of them might go down to the glaives, but not even that. These glaives still just stuck in there. And of course, moderators, once they rearm, can also just kill the glaives. That's the nice thing, they do instantly hit, so a glaive, as long as you don't have a critical mass of glaives, can just push, or like the moderators can just push into them. Like this won't be counted by a couple of moderators. But put in a placeholder, all of a sudden all of them are stunned, and you can take a minute to kill them. Sure, no worries there. But yeah, that's the nice thing about placeholder moderator. A riot. It's not a riot in itself, like a Reaver is. It's a support riot, a little bit like Outlaw, making thugs more likely to hit. Whereas in the case of placeholder, it doesn't make the moderators more likely to hit. It just makes sure the moderators have time to destroy all of the units. Giving them time is worth a lot as well. Over here, puppy. Will you be needed? Yes, you will be needed, and you do clean up nicely. By now though, map control, north, all under control for Stuart. This, once they clean up all of those glaives, they should be getting that back. This could relatively easily be taken back as well. And then the southern side, yeah, there isn't a whole lot there either with the Commander being gone. So pressure from up north with the Commander could, well, come in quite soon. And down south, just get a couple of units, get a constable and all that. Would be very nice. Army value also starting to mass up quite nicely for Stuart. By now, 10 moderators almost on the field. But over here, also almost on the field. It's a classic. Ever since it has gotten its new weapons, its new lasers. Those burst lasers. Yeah. Krow is once again coming out. Just 600 more metal to invest. And all of a sudden it's going to be a question of how Stuart is going to respond to that. Also, where is it going? Straight into the base, it makes sense. Toad is pretty decent anti-air against Krow, just because it's a DPS focused anti-air unit, but I don't really like it. It doesn't have that much DPS. Like 164 for the laser battery, and then like 78 for the autocannon. I don't really like it. It doesn't deal that much damage. And moderators also, yeah, they technically outrange Krow slightly. It's not by much. So once the Krow just turns around a little bit, it gets in range, it destroys all of them. But still, it does take damage from those moderators. Should be an easy cleanup over here though, with the Krow on the field. And toads. How many toads? You are going to be building 2 toads. 2 toad against Krow. 4,200 value invested. This is 1,000 in anti-air. Right. Okay. Not a lot of investment. I'm not sure how that's going to pay off. At least it is a anti-air that is unlikely to really get bombed by the Krow. Just because you can jump out in time. But yeah, for now, Krow is kinda idling. Yeah, it's cleaning up a couple of units. It's getting some pretty decent value. But it does give Stuart quite a lot of time. They do now have both of those toads out on the field. But on the other hand, yeah, how are you going to deal with those glaives? Your toad needs to run away. Can't really keep engaging the Krow as it might like. Other toad also needs to jump. Because you don't have anything to deal with those glaives. Pyro is coming out. Couple of puppies coming out now. And up north is pretty safe. That's unlikely to get raided by a couple of glaives. This mass could still move in there. No issues there. But 1 pyro, 2 pyros against this many glaives. With like Ronin support, some Reaver support maybe. Is going to be very difficult. So like yeah, getting those toads to the north, where that Krow is currently, is going to be a bit of an issue. Stuart has got up double Razor. Razor is pretty good DPS as well. Is also a DPS anti-air weapon. Armored up when not firing, but this one is, so it does still go down to the bombs. Still, just 5,000 HP left on the Krow. That's not that much. Still 150 DPS in those 2 loaders. Commander is another almost 150. Assuming it is unupgraded. It is indeed. So sure, Krow would be able to still move over there and like get away. But yeah, it is still pretty good DPS against the Krow. 3,600 HP left only. That's not that much. Commander though, still going to go down. But the Krow is out of commission at least for the next little bit. Meanwhile, RiposteR's units in the middle, all of them sitting idle. Yeah, that is also not great. Pierce through from the Pyro. Could do wonders against a clump from the placeholder. Yeah, that mass of cloak bots in the middle, all of them cleaned up. Pyro here is just raiding a little bit, not intentionally raiding anything. Currently even sitting still. But yeah, all of a sudden that mass from Stuart is looking pretty decent again. Sure, there is only a single toad on the field. So Krow could, once it is healed up, but it's not being healed up, could do a lot of damage still. That's the thing, it is not being healed up. Now it will be. Okay, good, finally. On the other side, something that we did see Stuart invest in a little bit, or like 1,000 metal already, Fusion, is up. Neither player has gone for the geothermal on this map, which is of course more efficient. But still, getting that overdrive on these 2 maxes even higher, very nice. So that is going to slowly pay off. And well, there is not the immediate threat of a Krow. Well, there is, but like, you don't really have to react with your anti-air that second. This though, could be an issue. But luckily enough for the Toad, is not one-shottable by Phantoms, at least not by singular Phantoms. 2100 HP versus 1500 burst. Puppies are coming out. Good. Start replicating. There is a lot of reclaim. I wonder if this amount of reclaim is just enough to win them the game in puppies. It's difficult, right? Couple of glaives, couple of reavers. All of a sudden the puppies can't really do anything. But you can really get up a mass of puppies if you want to. Over here, glaives once again burning away. There isn't that much army on the field. A move strong. Yes, a move very strong. Are you going to give it up here, RiposteR? No, right? I mean, you don't have a lot of build power on that Krow, so it is not going up anytime soon. Or like not being repaired all that quickly. And Toad is close. Toad is under fire as well. But yeah, 2100 HP is pretty decent. All of a sudden, a lot of the repairs are pretty much, well, negated already. And a lot of those cloak bots have been cleaned up. Phantom apparently is also firing at radar dots. Hold fire, it says. Okay. Curious how you missed them. But yeah, there it comes again, the Krow. Well, at least there is no mobile anti-air right now, or at least not close. There they come again. Double Krow, double Toad is coming in. Northern side, there you can see. Yeah, 2 little glaives engaging against 2 moderators. Moderator does still stay up. Over here, Puppy finds the Phantom. Phantom is gone. And I'm a little bit surprised that, well, neither player is really reclaiming a whole lot. Over here, like, yeah, first you make the Solar, then the Razor, then you start reclaiming. There is a lot of reclaims still on the field, even without the base from RiposteR. So a bit of an upset. RiposteR not really able to utilize the Krow to its full effect, and Stuart able to bounce back against all of those cloak bots.